She hangs split between her two sides, like a fifth coin that Boo once ate while it was still in the air. But, like Boo, after a great struggle within, I think Shadowheart has finally brought that coin to Earth. She is a Sharin no more, and free of her wretched and evil fellows. My old friend Keldorn told me that the righteous must end their rage when the battle is done. But when Minsc thinks of those villains tormenting our gentle Moon Witch, he wants to kick them in the cloisters! Not just safe. She is among friends. Minsc is her friend. You are her friend. And, most important of all, Boo is her friend. I do not know all of those words, but it is clear that Boo likes Shadowheart best of all. A little too much, perhaps. It is good that Minsc is too reasonable to ever become jealous. Minsc knows her people well. The skin of the world is thin up in Resheman, and it is easier there for things to slip between the planes. Sometimes these are wonders from other worlds. Sometimes warriors, hungry for plunder. Such visitors have inspired a saying among my people. The children of Gith live long and forget the face of death. And so they come to Reshiman to be reminded. They are raiders, so they raid. Minsc's people are berserkers, and so they get a little grumpy at this. It is no bone-deep blood feud, as it is with the Red Wizards of Thay. No, Minsc has no hatred for Githyanki. It is a fine thing to fight against them. And a fine thing to fight beside them too, I think. Besides, the children of Gith alone have witnessed a sight that I have long yearned to behold.
And for a moment, you share in a vision tinged with his awe. Imaginings of the astral sea, an immense horde of wild space hamsters drifting in the endless expanse.
The Githyanki may have Minsc of Reshiman's ire, sometimes healthy servings of his sword. But for this, and this alone, they shall always have his respect. Ah, the Great Blade of Frontiers! A fine name. Minsc has no idea what it means, but it suits young Will's air of mystery well. It is good to know the city did not go unprotected while I wore pigeon droppings on the wide. Jaheira did her part, of course, but she prefers to scowl from the shadows. This city needs a name, a face, preferably a furry companion, too. Ho ho ho! Minsc would need a title to match. Something to wash away the Stone Lord's stain. The Boot of Backsides, perhaps? Or... Ay, Boo! Evocative, but so crude. I will stick to simple Minsc. I do not wish to speak of the wizard. I could not have said it better myself. He came to me one night with a little book of mischief, full of words and their meanings. Posterior, he says. Can you say posterior? Pwah, I refused. Minsc does not need to know the language of wizards. It is an inferior word. Far too long to use in a battle cry, which is where a butt belongs. Gale would do better to educate himself in the ways of sword and steel than to throw these pointy words at Minsc. Ah, yes. Gale also owns a cat. A cat with wings. That is most unnerving for poor Boo. What? That is 1,000 times more interesting than anything that has ever been written in a book. Gale! My good friend! Where are you? Minsc and Boo would like to hear about the exploding! Indeed, a berserker after my own heart. Though hers is made of hellish heat, and metal, and some manner of coin-operated device. That it does. And all of the questions that Minsc has to ask are of the pointed and painful kind. But, for all his betrayings of Karlak, Gortash never for a moment bested her. Karlak remains Karlak. Even if all her parts were traded for tin and scrap, Minsc thinks this would still be so. And soon, Karlak will still be Karlak. But Karlak will also be cured. Pah! She knows. A warrior always knows. After all, do you not see the wicked gleam of wisdom in Minsc and Boo's own eyes?